Prior to the birth of Nuevo Cine Mexicano, the world had experienced the golden age of Mexican cinema. The golden age was recognized for its romantic passages that are largely relatable by the audience. However, in the late 1960s, the ever-changing world was not as passionate about Mexican cinema, therefore triggering a change within Mexican film. After decades of failed attempts depicting negative Mexican stereotypes imposed by Westerners, the film movement regarded as Nuevo Cine Mexicano, Mexican New Cinema, perpetuated towards the global scale. In this video essay, we will be exploring the unique characteristics of Nuevo Cine Mexicano, directly relating to the geographic nature of Mexico. Nuevo Cine Mexicano began in the 1990s and is widely regarded as the revival of film in Mexico for the prominent neorealism throughout its films. In this aspect, it was heavily influenced by the spur of Italian films featuring stories set within the working class. Films such as The Children Are Watching Us and La Strada are prime examples of these features. The new Mexican cinema also incorporated aspects of Hollywood cinema to depict the dynamic of Mexican society, as the most successful directors, Guillermo del Toro, Alfonso Cuarón, and Alejandro González Iñárritu, have worked in American cinema. Nuevo Cine Mexicano was popularized in large part due to these directors, with films such as Y Tu Mamá También and Amores Perros gaining vast commercial success. These two films are recognized as staples in Nuevo Cine Mexicano for the immense stories portrayed on screen. However, their success was no incident. The portrayal of Mexican society in these films largely affected the success of these films. The geography in a film is a highly undervalued notion within the filmmaking experience. Not only does the geographical terrain within a film establish a film's circumstances, but also enables the audience's understanding of the society to expand. A film element that is often utilized within Nuevo Cine Mexicano to achieve geographical understanding is the use of cinematography. The cinematography of a scene can vastly alter the understanding of a film. For example, in Cuarón's Y Tu Mamá También, the film is near exclusively shot using wide-angle lenses, making the characters seem more attentive in their environment as they naturally interact with the beings surrounding them. However, if the film were shot with a more personal lens, the audience would not understand the social relations between the characters and their environment. Although the cinematography of a scene significantly impacts the understanding of the scene, it is not unrivaled. Another element of film that further conveys geographical understanding is mise en scène. The arrangement of the setting is crucial for a film since a shot's complexity can alter its perception. For example, while traveling to the beach, the vast quantity of shots comprise of clear roads or mountainous terrains. The characters subsequently are relaxed in the car, simply having conversation with each other to pass the time. However, once they decide to spend the night in a nearby town, the shot becomes busy with entities of cars and people, making the characters more alert and energetic. The geographical terrain of a story increases the audience's understanding of the characters, expanding on their personalities as they react to their surroundings. Therefore, the vastly differing landscapes in Mexico further the stories created during Nuevo Cine Mexicano. The geography of a location also aids the story in conveying the social climate in Mexico. Without a core understanding of a location's social status, the narrative does not succeed. A film that proves this very statement is Amores Perros. Iñárritu's film is regarded as a masterpiece for its adaptation of Mexican society. Iñárritu's film heavily featured gang violence, class divide, and poverty, which are all common problems faced in Mexico. The film depicts the everyday stakes in Mexico using neorealism. Neorealism is a style of cinema which conveys everyday lives of commoners in bleakly realistic scenarios. Neorealism is a trait that would often feature in Nuevo Cine Mexicana films. Two widely adored films with this trait are Amores Perros, as previously mentioned, and Y Tu Mamá También, although portraying Mexico in distinct styles. Amores Perros pays meticulous attention to the struggle that families must overcome to earn enough money without going in debt. Amores Perros shows the various ways that the population tackles their capital struggle, such as robbery, dogfighting, and even assassination. Amores Perros focuses on the struggles of living in Mexico. On the other hand, Y Tu Mamá También is a film that focuses on the dynamic between two friends in different social classes. In an interview on the creation of Y Tu Mamá También, Alfonso Cuarón stated,
"It was more interesting to explore who these characters were and to explore how their social class and the social context inform characters,
Yes,
and how these characters, by the same token, inform that environment."
of course.
Because coming back to your question, and that's what we started, the whole writing process was to be conscious about those, about the tension of those.
Throughout the film, the audience is exposed to their contrasting lifestyles as the movie comments on the relations in Mexico. The portrayal of these social conditions paired with the heavy emphasis on realism in Nuevo Cine Mexicano means a resolution is not required in the conclusions of these films. In fact, the two films listed previously end in sorrowful events, one stating that the two friends never speak to one another again, and the other leaving the three stories told in the duration of the film unresolved. Ultimately, Nuevo Cine Mexicano displays the social efforts of Mexicans as a fundamental point to proceed with the plot. The films of Nuevo Cine Mexicano have the characteristics previously mentioned. When these characteristics collide, it creates a compelling story. An example of Mexican new cinema goes as follows. As previously mentioned, it is fundamental for Nuevo Cine Mexicano films to establish geographical terrain. That's why this shot is following the character into the building, establishing the setting. Neorealism is further conveyed in the scene through the omission of music. By having the natural sounds of the environment, the scene feels more realistic to the audience.
Okay.
As this shot was taken on a wide-angle lens, the characters interact with each other and the environment, giving the sense that they are good friends. Through the plot of this scene, the class difference between the two characters is also established, as one character does not have the financial needs to pay for items. The complexity of life in Mexico was illustrated through Nuevo Cine Mexicano. Nuevo Cine Mexicano was a film movement that corrected the global image of Mexicans from the stereotypical wrestlers to humans that regularly face challenges.